A very good morning to Madam Nur Ashidin. So today for our article review presentation, we are going to present about the title that we have chosen, which is Why Playing Video Games Are Good. So before I start to the introduction, I will introduce to you our group members, which is Kimberly Cornelia, Syafwan Nizam, Mohd Danial Syafwan, and me, Jewel Ova. So for the introduction, so the title is Why Playing Video Games Are Good, and the author for this article is Vince, and the articles were published on the 9th of May 2018. So this article research is pointing out about video games has many positive outcomes, which range from better memory and problem solving to social skills. And there are a total of 4 statements that we are going to agree and or disagree and criticize. So for the first statement, we agree that video games helps to exercise the brain. So according to study which conducted at the Max Planck Institute for Human Development and Charity University Medicine in Berlin, Germany, it is found that playing video games increases gray matter. So gray matter is basically the size of human brain. Next is a terms from Lehman's, which he defined video games as something that will impact regions of the brain which will responsible for the memory, spatial orientation, information, and fine motor skills. It is also at the same time will give us better connectivity in the part of the region that will lead to faster thought, which will process and will give us higher intelligence. The next point is about studies which has indicated that playing video games it's not only changes how the brains work, but also how the structure of the brain working. So, for example, is video game use is known to affect attention. So when the studies were done, it shows that video game players will display improvements in several types of attention, which include sustained attention and selective attention. Also, the regions of the brain, it plays an important part, and it is more efficient in gamers compared with non-gamers, and it requires less activation to stay focused on demanding tasks if it's in the non-gamers. Next. So the next one is video gamers may learn visual tasks more quickly. So according to Brown University study, it shows that video gamers perform better than non-gamers on certain visual tasks. For example, managing distractors and identifying targets. Yuko Sasaki, which is the professor of psychological sciences at Brown University, said that when they're doing studies, they will usually exclude people who have tons of video game playing time because they believe that people who play video games have driven visual processing, which they are much more quicker and more accurate. For the next slide. So the next slide is about how video game brain study, how they specific it, how they like know if someone is like play video games or not. So first, they will divide it into 2 groups of adults, which is gamers and non-gamers, and they will give like a game. So first, For the gamers, they will play them a Super Mario game for 30 minutes a day for 2 months, and the non-gamers will play no games. So the results shown that after 2 months, there were differences in the brain structures of video gamers. So that means that people who play games have better brain structures. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
So next, I will be presenting the second point, which is they help with real world problem solving. So they basically teach problem solving and strategy for kids and teens. The games are actually helpful tools for uh, those who are growing. So the first example of the game is Minecraft, where they have to explore environments and solve problems. They basically use objects to survive in the game, so they require a lot of thinking. So the second game is SimCity, where the players lay out and plan a city and must think ahead to consider how something like the tax rate may help or hurt the growth of their city, or how street planning and certain zones may impact growth. So they teach us the resource management and planning on a basic level. The concepts are clear as it did a great job in explaining. So the game did a great job in explaining the concept, which they use to guide the players. So next is to they actually encourage to find out more about the world through research and reading. So basically, when the players are interested in something, they will have the urge to actually find out and uh, to actually want to know something. So next, so I will be focusing on the game of Minecraft. Uh, so uh, there's a YouTuber. They actually state that they hesitate to call it a game and instead they think of it as an experience. Players start with nothing and must build their way to security, safety, food, shelter, and companionship. So it is not a story based game. Everything that happens requires a decision on the player's part. Like if you decide on something, it will go in certain way, and if you decide, it's actually likewise. It depends on your decision. How well thought out those decisions are affects what happens next. Like I said. Hence, this is a great motivation for critical thinking and problem solving. It actually trains the mind in decision making in game and also in real life. So next is how the Minecraft can help in real world. So there are four main problems that I would like to point out. The first one is if they have a problem in academic achievement. So how Minecraft helps is that they actually teach on how to do the mathematics, history, physics, and arts. It also develops 21st century skills like creative and critical thinking. If they have academic problem, they could achieve better achievement if they start playing this game. So the second one is communication. So for example, if a person is actually introvert in real life, they might be extrovert during online because that's where their confidence goes up. So how Minecraft helps is that through conversations online, and they encourage deeper learning and thinking when socially interact with each other. So the third one is lacks of responsibility. Due to the built-in achievement competition and explorative elements of the game, they could actually learn the sense of responsibility by playing this game. They could actually learn how to be responsible. So the last but not least is learning method, which is to encourage cooperative learning. How Minecraft help is that it's actually easy for students to work together when they play this game, and it could team up to 40 players. Uh, yeah, these are the two links that I have pick from the information. Next. So my opinion is that I agree with this point. There are few modes in this game, and the survival mode where various creatures come out at night and attack players is just one facet to of the way Minecraft encourage problem solving. Players are dropped into various environments and must quickly figure out how to find and build shelter, make weapons, and collect food in order to survive. So basically, you need to fight for your life against hunger, danger, and enemies. So I think it is all applicable to the real world. Uh, and all of us agree that this point, which they help with real life problem solving. Thank you.
So hi. So the third statement is video games exercises our body. Uh, we kind of both agree and disagree about this statement. First, about how why we are agree. But then first of all, there's no citation provided when they state this statement. But then we found an article that support this statement. Is the link provided over there? And then according to the article, exercise games are equal to light jogging. Exercise games means exercise games, best exercise games. And then the article pointed out about how playing these types of game is good rather than just sitting or lying around doing nothing. And then of course this type of game, the extra games might not replace the value of traditional method of getting fit, like working out, such as doing cardio, jogging, swimming, and etc. And then according to the article, the new research suggests that several exercise-based games, such as the sports one, provide health benefit. Of course, it equal to the light of jogging. And then such for example, when we play the sports game such as the boxing, we have to move around, and that's kind of doing exercise because we have to move around. And then we kind of disagree because they all disagree about this statement because they only mention one out of three main platforms of video games, which is there's three main platform. First, the PC, console, and also mobile. The extra games up fall under the category of consoles game. Here's the link that we provide about the about which type of games that I mean platform games that the most popular one. And then playing a video game, uh, we know that playing a video game has traditionally been sanitary activity because we only require requiring the users to do little more than stand or sit and manipulate joystick. But then this statement, the about the statement that video games exercise our body, they only focuses on the new games that require players to do the at sports game, which is under the console game. So this is the chart that shows on in 2019 the global games market, which shows that mobile games are the most out of the other two, which is PC and console game. So they did not point out about mobile or PC about whether we can exercise our body, which is not, we cannot exercise when we are playing mobile games or PC because we have to sit and we do nothing. So that's all for my critique.
Thank you, Jam. So the fourth one I'll be talking about, they offer other physical benefits. According to the article, in terms of physical perspective, video games can improve your eyesight. I kind of find this agree for this article because I have proof for that. I have another support for that. It's from another article that is a study by the University of Rochester provide video games improve vision by making gamers more responsive to different shades of color. According to Dr. Daphne Bavelier, who is a professor of brain and cognitive sciences at the University of Rochester, normally improving contrast sensitivity means getting glasses or eye surgery, somehow changing the optics of the eye. But we have found that action video games train the brain to process the existing visual information more efficiently, and the improvements last for months after gameplay is stopped. So, according to Dr. Daphne, is that the gamers have way more responsive timer in terms of colors, all those kind of things, than non-gamers. So that's the benefits for them in terms of vision. To continue to support this argument is that I have found another study from the medical journal PLOS ONE found that surgeons who played video games, more specifically the Nintendo Wii, became better surgeons just by playing games. According to them, they improved their hand-eye coordination and precise muscle movement, both essential skills for their practice. So from them, we can see that they have way more better eyesight after playing the Nintendo Wii game, and then they have a way more accuracy rate. So this is the chart. According to the chart, the Wii group and the control group who doesn't even play games, and then we got the Wii group who play Wii games. Task 1 accuracy rate, the Wii group has way more higher percentage than the control group. We can see that the task 2 it has way more, and then EMRI above. They're just winning in terms of percentage. So from this statement, I do agree that gaming they offer physical benefits, but at the same time, we also got the pros and cons about this argument. While an hour of playing can be beneficial, but 3 or more hours at once sitting will lose those benefits. In addition to increasing the risk of computer eye syndrome, excessive video game use can cause eye discomfort, focusing problems, blurry vision, and headaches. So it still has its own pros and cons. But if if you use it in the right way, it will give us a lot of benefits. So I think that's all from us. Thank you.